special. We'll see if it changes course. Next up, 4 rounds welterweights. And the star Cuban is Yordenis Ugas as he takes on Marqus Jackson. There is Marqus Jackson wearing shades. He is 2-1, 2 knockouts from Atlanta, 5'11", 150, 146 and a quarter, 26 years old.
I wonder if he's preparing himself for it to get dark soon.
He may be. Either that or a couple of black eyes. Hopefully not in his case. And there is the calm and collected Yordenis Ugas, fighting out of Miami, but a star Cuban, 2-0, just started his career as a pro. Fought twice in July and now gets his TV debut on ESPN Boxing here in Louisiana. And let's talk for a moment about the amateur pedigree of Ugas, because he won lightweight gold at the World Amateur Championships in 05 as a 19-year-old, a gold medal at the Pan Am Games in 07, and a bronze in the 08 Olympics in Beijing. Impressive resume.
Well, simply put, Joe, Ugas has hundreds of amateur fights, and Jackson had 38.
Defend yourself at all times. Touch him up, come out boxing.
Teddy, is this one of those don't go to the kitchen for a beverage fights?
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, Jackson's never been stopped, but this is one of those where keep those dark glasses close by.
Okay. He may need them after the fight.
He may want to go anonymous.
See John David Jackson, former titleist, very good young trainer, kind of the next generation of trainers in the sport, as JD has Ugas. That's a nice prospect for John David right there.
Yeah, John David Jackson, former junior middleweight champion of the world, southpaw, smart fighter. So he knows how to teach his fighters the proper sweet science of hitting and not getting hit. Jackson, if things aren't bad enough for him, he took this fight on 6 days' notice, so real tough spot. And you figured he can't be in top shape. And it's been 9 months since Jackson was last in the ring. So he's been inactive besides taking his fight on quick notice. And Ugas, well, he's been the opposite. Very busy. This is his 3rd fight since turning pro less than 1.5 months ago. That's the way to do it. Keep your young prospect in the ring. Let him get calmer. Let him get more confident. Let him get better.
I know you've spent a lot of time in the past couple of years critiquing the course that young prospects take and the path that their managers set out. But with these Cubans, you're free to do as you please. You really are.
Well, you can really fight the better fighters, I mean, immediately, because you have guys with hundreds of amateur fights who've been fighting the best amateurs internationally for years. So if you don't put them in with the right guys, it's almost a regression, not a progression.
Right.
Where they start to think, well, I don't have to be at my best. You're not bringing and forcing the best in me. I've been fighting the best for the last 10 years. Why should I fight, guys that are such soft competition that in no way it serves me? So you can step up much quicker with guys with that kind of pedigree. Right now, it looks to me like Ugas maybe trying too much for the knockout. Needs to settle down a little bit, use that jab to stabilize Jackson, and probably concentrate on the body of Jackson, then go upstairs.
Lead left hook. There's a big right hand. Jackson was able just to turn away from it, but now Ugas on the attack.
The reason I think that Ugas getting a little over anxious is every once in a while I'm looking at his feet, and when he punches, he falls in instead of grabbing that canvas and setting himself. He'll fall in a little bit, let his body get a little out of control. That looks to me like a guy who's a little anxious.
There it was right there.
So a good example of it right there.
That right leg swept like a gate, like a swinging gate, all the way across his left.
See, now he's sitting down. Now he's setting his feet. And now he's getting full extension on his punches, and he's getting full results on his punches.
There's a right hand that clocks Jackson back into that blue corner. Another right hand comes in, as does another, and now a series of punches, an uppercut. Jackson just grabs on.
Hold it. One more time on the line.
Warning from Rick Exie of excessive holding from Jackson. End of one coming your way.
Here's former world junior lightweight champion. You remember him in the 80s, Rocky Lockwood. He was always on television, always in exciting fights. He could punch good with that right hand, knocked out Roger Mayweather with that right hand. He went through his money and went through some very tough times the last 15 years, fell into alcohol and drug addiction, was homeless in Camden, New Jersey, and the A&E network show, give him a lot of credit, that show Intervention. They filmed him, they paid for his stay at Palmetto Addiction Recovery Center in Rayville, Louisiana, where he spent 3 months as a patient. He was released this past February. You know, while he was living homeless on the streets of Camden, he suffered a stroke. And now, having been clean, we just hope and we pray that he can stay that way and he can grab his life back. And his son, Ricky, was really important in getting him in that program. He was the one who called up the show and asked them to help their father.
Well, it's great to see the champ sitting ringside tonight with a smile on his face, living a good, clean life. Back ringside, taken care of. And now Ugas on the attack again here.
Yeah, again, all our thoughts.
Big right hand.
Our thoughts right now is we're going to see a knockout, but we saw Rocky Lockwood get up off the floor, and again, we're with you, Rocky, and continue to recover.
Now that's being ruled a knockdown as Jackson wrestled his way down to the canvas, but he was thudded prior to that.
Well, again, a one-sided fight, and a fight where the referee can stop at any time he wants, and he does. He does the right thing.
Teddy, you got those sunglasses handy? Where are they?
I'm going to put them on because I don't want to see any more mismatches.
Yeah, this has turned into a night where the Cubans have come here and just had their own sheet music to dance to.
Yes, they have. No surprise here. And as you just said, Joe, no surprise tonight with the kind of opposition that these top amateurs from Cuba have been put in with.
As Rocky Lockridge, the former 130-pound titleist, looks on at a man who's trying to become a contender at 147 pounds, Yordenis Ugas, who is now 3-0 in these early stage of his career, fought twice in July, and comes up with his first ESPN televised win.
Ugas throws a counter right hand over that slow left hand of Jackson, and then he knows what to do. Get on him, he pulls him a little bit. That gets scored a knockdown, and then the second knockdown that ends the fight. Again, the right hand over that outstretched left hand that's left out there, and again, a little push to the ground. And the referee, he just didn't want to watch any more of a one-sided fight.
And by the way, Ugas was a favorite to win Olympic gold, but was upset in the semifinals to a fighter who he had beat previously 2 times. So this is a guy that was really supposed to have all the accolades, just like so many of these other Cubans of the gold medal. But he's another one you have to watch out for. Just 24 years old now, 3-0. Yordenis Ugas. Let's send it up to the ring for the official particulars.
All right, fighters, to the center of the ring. We go to the scoring ringside. Your winner by way of TKO at 123, Yordenis Ugas.
We will have our punch of the night when we return, plus Brian Kenny with more news and analysis from the ESPN boxing studio. Stay with us. More of this.